Have you ever met somebody who just seemed naturally lucky and it just seems like everything always works out for them, like they're God's favorite? Well, it is not that they're lucky, because I don't believe in luck. I believe luck is a mindset. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Carolina, and on this channel we talk all things feminine energy, transforming your life, and all things related to the spiritual journey. And in today's video, I'm going to teach you the power of reframing, the power of taking these negative experiences in your life and changing the way that you look at them. Not letting these experiences bring you down, but instead using it to fuel your dreams and become a better version of yourself. I used to be somebody who attracted a lot of chaos, and I felt like I was the type of person who, if things could go wrong, they would go wrong. Because I had this outlook on life that I was a victim in life, that the universe was working against me rather than for me. And because of that, I continued to attract these experiences that prove that belief, that prove that the universe was working against me, that things could never just go my way. But once I learned the power of reframing, things in my life started to change, and I started to attract the opposite. I started to see the ways in which the universe and God was working for me. And because of that, I started to attract better experiences into my reality. I started to become luckier. Because have you ever met somebody who just seemed naturally lucky and it just seems like everything always works out for them, like they're God's favorite? Well, it is not that they're lucky, because I don't believe in luck. I believe luck is a mindset. Being lucky is a perspective. People who are lucky, they have this specific mindset, and that mindset is that things are always working out for them no matter what it currently looks like. They have this ability to take this negative experience and find the positive in it. They don't see experiences as good or bad, but they see experiences as things that can teach them something, that can help them grow. They don't believe in things like rejection. They believe in misdirection. Oh, I missed my exit on the freeway? Well, maybe that was God saving me from a bad accident. Oh, this man dumped me? Well, he wasn't meant for me. He wasn't my most aligned partner. I received an unexpected bill in the mail. Maybe this is showing me that I still have a lack mindset that I need to work through in order to attract more abundance. Reframing is your ability to shift your entire perspective on life, to start to see all of these experiences, all of these things that you're attracting, not as good or bad. Because when something bad happens in your life, there is always a reason for it. It is teaching you something. It is triggering you. It is showing you what inside of you needs some healing, needs some reprogramming. Last year, I was in one of the most painful relationships of my life. This person was my mirror. He triggered me. He showed me a lot of these negative patterns that I wasn't willing to look at. He showed me where in my life I wasn't operating from my fullest potential, where I was holding myself back in life. And even though that relationship was incredibly painful because it forced me to look at the parts of myself that I was refusing to face, I left that relationship with so much gratitude. And I do not hold any resentment for this person, because I truly believe that that person was sent by God himself, that that person came into my life as a soul contract to show me something, to teach me something, to go into my shadow, to then emerge more into my light. So when we go through life and we experience something painful and we're attracting something that we don't want into our life, even though it's painful and even though it sucks sometimes, you grow a lot more in those negative experiences than you do when things are easy, when things are good. Because the true growth happens during this phase. And when you learn this and when you recognize this, everything in your life is going to change. So in this video, I'm going to give you 4 key steps to start to reframe the ways in which you look at these experiences in life, the ways that you perceive them. So the first step in reframing these negative experiences is to pay attention to how these things make you feel. When we go through a negative experience in life, we automatically enter into this state of playing the victim in life. We start to feel sorry for ourselves. We start to feel powerless. We start to feel like nothing is going our way. And oftentimes we can't identify that we're in this spiral, that we're feeding into our negative stories and our negative patterns. But our feelings show us when we're starting to spiral. So when you are feeling really negative in your life and you physically feel really bad, start to pay attention to where that feeling lives in your body. Because our bodies hold on to all of this negative energy. And where you're feeling this negative energy in your body is where you need to focus on releasing it. So for a lot of us, we'll feel it in our center. And this energetic spot tells us that or feeling powerless, that we're holding on to these old stories that have to do with our self-esteem and how we show up in the world, how we feel about ourselves. Or you could be feeling this down in the lower parts of your body, and those parts are telling you that you don't feel safe in your life, that you don't feel secure. So once you identify where in your body you're feeling these emotions and what energy center that they're living in, that's when you can start to figure out the stories that you're telling yourself, these internal programs that you're holding on to. Which brings me into step 2, which is to identify these old stories and these thoughts that are replaying in your mind. So when this experience is triggering something inside of you, they're bringing up all of these old stories and these old beliefs. And by having this trigger that negative experience, you can start to heal these old stories and these old patterns. Because oftentimes these experiences that we have in our life, these negative experiences, they come into our life to trigger all of these old beliefs and these old patterns, so we can finally heal them and release them. So maybe you're spiraling into this thought pattern of I'm not good enough, or I can never be successful, or it'll never work out for me. Once you identify these thoughts, you can start to reframe them. So for example, I've been trying to get back into content creation. This last year, since I've been going through a lot of personal stuff and this inner evolution in my life, I stopped creating content. And as I'm getting back into creating content, I've been noticing myself start to spiral into these negative thought patterns. And a big story that I found myself repeating is that it's too late for me, that the game has changed and that there's too much competition now, that I can't grow anymore because I took so much time off. And as soon as I recognized that I was spiraling into these thought patterns, I started to reframe it. I started to see the universe as abundant and that there's not too much competition and that I can actually add more value to the world because of the experiences that I've had in the past year. And just that simple act of reframing changed my entire energetic state. Because if I had let myself spiral into those old patterns and just stop posting, I would be missing out on so many opportunities. So once you've identified all of these old stories that you're holding on to and these thoughts that keep replaying in your mind, the third step is to start to reframe these stories. So begin to prove yourself wrong. Start to see how silly that thought is. Maybe it's this belief that you're not good enough. Well, who told you that? Why do you believe that this thought is true? Is it the ultimate truth? Is it written in the stars? You are not good enough. No. Because all these stories are just stories. They're just things that we picked up when we were younger, and the only thing that's making them true is the energy that you're feeding them. You are giving that story life. Without you feeding into it, that story is just gonna die off. It's not gonna be a part of you anymore. But by you continuing to feed into that story and that belief, you're giving it energy and you're giving it power over you. So start to prove that story wrong. Start to write all of the ways that you are worthy in your life, all of the things that you've accomplished, and figure out what story you want to create in your life and start feeding those thoughts instead. And the last step in reframing these negative experiences is to find the lesson in these experiences. Figure out why this experience is serving you in your life. Whatever negative thing you're facing in your life, ask it. Why is this happening to me? Why did I attract this into my reality? Maybe it is that unexpected bill that came your way. Well, maybe you actually attracted that into your reality to trigger your old money stories, to show you where in your life that you resent money a little, to show you where in your life you're operating from old money stories, from stories of lack, not having enough, the ways in which you're giving money power over you and letting it affect your energetic state. Sometimes when you're calling something into your reality, like more money and more abundance, you need to do that internal work first. So maybe you're being tested by having this negative experience. Maybe if you just continue to be strong and continue to believe that everything is working out for you, you would have reaffirmed that belief that you can have that abundance, that you can have that money, because you're not allowing this experience to affect you. Every single thing that we experience in our life, we have a choice to let that experience bring us down or to rise above it, to use it to fuel our life, to build that dream reality. So that is it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this video on how to reframe these negative experiences in your life so that you can start to see life from this bird's eye view, not see these experiences as good or bad, but something that's actually serving you in your life. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to this channel for more content like this. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next video.